So far, two things. We live out our Orthodox faith faithfully. We celebrate diversity. And finally, number 3, understand and connect to our community outside. Understand them. By the way, this number 3 is a mindset. I need to understand. So I'm like, when you say it's my inside work is I need to understand the people around me in my community. Now here we're living in North America, and here we're living in Northern Virginia. So and we're living on the East Coast. So you can go on the West Coast, and the community, when it says understand your community, it's different. If you go in the South, I was just in Atlanta recently. The South is different. They're a little bit, laid back, and here we're like 100 miles an hour. So you have to know your community, right? If I'm living in Zambia, I need to learn my community, right? Outside of in the community, I can't just bring my culture and my way into that community. I need to understand and learn and connect with the people in my community. Your community is the people you deal with every day, every week. Your colleagues, people at your kids' school, your neighbors, right? There's your community. You need to understand them. Don't put a wall around you and say, this is my life and I don't need to know about you. No, you need to learn and listen. This is part of the inside work. Before we go outside the walls and do mission out there, you need to have a mindset, I need to talk to people. I need to learn from them. I need to see what they love and see what's going on in their life. There's different languages, different lingos, different sports habits. Like if you find someone in Zambia and around the world, soccer is the main sport of the world. Here in America, it's not. So if you're speaking to somebody, you should know whether, like right now with the World Cup, like I know Americans, sorry we lost recently, are not as excited about soccer as the rest of the world. But when I was in Zambia, I kept saying football, and I was talking about American football, and they're talking about soccer. And it was just like, we're on different pages, right? So I had to learn even to play soccer, which I don't play, and I had to learn different names of players in soccer. And that's what I'm saying. We have to understand and connect with the community around us. Here in America, it's totally different. So if you're coming from another country here, you better learn American football, baseball, basketball. You got to learn different things, right? So that's the point. We have to learn and understand and connect with people in our community. And you say, no, this is what I don't like those things. No, I don't. No, we like what we like, and we learn what other people like. No, this is what my culture is. Yes, I know that's what your culture is. But there's another culture around you. Learn, listen, talk to people. And this is something that I'm learning to do, and I've learned so many times before in Zambia and also here. Another mistake I made in Zambia is when I first went there, and I told you this before, but if some of you didn't hear me say this, in Zambia, it's more important of relationship than task, right? So I'm going from America, I'm a missionary, I'm a new priest, I'm going there, and I have a lot to tell people. I want to change Zambia. I'm going to do mission. I'm coming from this church, and we're going to go. We have so many ideas we did. As soon as I went there, I learned quickly that people didn't want to hear what I have to say unless we had a relationship together. I would say, no, we need to do this, and this. They're like, hey, good morning. How are you? How was your day? How was your family? I'm like, yeah, my family's good. It's good, but can we start this service? They're like, no. This is a true story. I was so, because I don't know if you know me yet very much, but I want to get things done. And they wanted to chat. And I'm not really good at that. And I'm like, so I would just chat every morning when I met either the fathers or the deacons or the servants. I was like, good morning, how's everything? I was trying to do the small talk thing. Coming from America, we got to get things done. Big mistake. The most important thing for a Zambian person, and when I learn and understand the community, is relationship and family and get to know each other and have small talk and chat for many hours if you have to. And then you can get down to business later on, but not right away. So I had to learn that, right? In Zambia, there's different handshakes. There's different, like if you say something in Zambia, I always tell this to the missionaries who go, if you say something to someone, they take you for face value. If you say, how sometimes in some cultures you want to beat around the bush? You know that? You want to say something to someone, but then you go like here and there, and then you want to say a point. That doesn't work. You say something, you say it, and then it's like, you say what you meaning what you say. So some cultures, so I have to understand, again, back to my point, our inside work, live out your Orthodox faith, truly, live it out. So people be sanctified, you sanctified, people sanctified. Celebrate diversity, there's differences. Going along that line, understand the people in your community who are around you. Find out their Christmas traditions. Find out what they love. I remember one really funny story. I remember one time we had it was like a baptism in Zambia, and we had the Zambians, Ethiopians, Eritreans, and Egyptians together. And I remember this so vividly that everyone brought their food. You know how every culture brings their food? So the Ethiopians, Eritreans brought injere. The Zambians brought shima. One day I'll let you know what that is. And then the Egyptians brought molocheia for some reason. So molocheia is like this green soup. So I want you to imagine all of us, this is true, we're all gathered together, and everyone is looking at each other's food. What's that? What's that? In the beginning, I was like, this is going to be a disaster. What is that? What is? And everyone was just like, this doesn't make... What I discovered, over time, not the first time, over time, we always looked forward to events in the church, and baptisms, and the Feast of Resurrection, where everyone brought the food, because we couldn't wait for the food from Zambia or Ethiopia or Eritrea or Egypt. We couldn't wait. They couldn't wait to share in that. In the beginning, it was like very strange, but we started to learn how to understand and connect with each other. And even the Feast of Resurrection, you know how the Feast of Resurrection is, and the Feast of Nativity also, we would have the worship in the liturgy would be so beautiful, would be in Arabic and Amharic and the Zambian language of Nyanja, and it would be this beautiful feast and we would sing each other's songs. It wasn't like, okay, it's time for the Ethiopians and Eritreans, and then all of us would stand. No, we would all join together. We learned how to understand each other and connect with each other and enjoy that time together. That's what we need to do here in our local community, inside the walls.